Well, got your things together. Hope you'll become a steady nice. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. Looks like there's trouble left behind.
Well, congratulations, and wherever your journey and the path takes you, you're to be commended, and it's an awesome job. And thank you for having us today.
Thank you very much, and my journey's going to start with a little fishing trip on Monday.
All right. See you later, chopped liver. All right, we are wrapping, or I should say we are having a pleasure hanging out here at just a huge celebration for the entire community. It's Ian. We're broadcasting live right now with the TSA Pepsi Spotlight broadcast. The 40th anniversary celebration of the Brattleboro Food Co-op. It's going on 96.7 TSA FM.
I see the man moon rising.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Brattleboro Food Co-op. Before I go any further, I want to thank the hardworking staff at the grills behind you. Woo! They have been awesome, and there's more people behind them that you don't see that have done an amazing amount of work, and I'm so grateful. Thank you. Speaking of a lot of work, Anna Edson, our demo coordinator, started on Wednesday. She was joined by Vicki Senni, our education and outreach coordinator, on Thursday. And Friday, they were joined by groups of people from Families First, the Green Street kids, the after-school kids, and they made cakes like you would not believe back here. It was cake paradise up there in the cooking classroom, and I'm ever so grateful to them for the birthday cakes that you all are enjoying today. So thank you guys.
How's it going?
So we're here today to celebrate our 40th birthday, 1975. And a few other things too. So to kick us off, I'd like to ask Kate O'Connor from the Downtown Brattleboro Alliance to come up and say a few words.
I just want to come here today to say thank you first and foremost to Alex. He's been doing a lot of work for decades. He and I have been on the Downtown Alliance, BABB, whatever we are called, board for quite a long time together. And I think what's really great, if you look around here, the co-op is not just a business, it's about community. And I think a lot of us come down here not to just buy our food, but to see each other. And I think that's a testament to what Alex and all the employees down here at the co-op have been doing for 40 years. So Alex, I don't know if you're going to continue being on any of the committees on whatever, BABB or Downtown Alliance, but if you want to be in your retirement, you can be. But I hope that everybody, we can come back here in 40 years and continue to celebrate the spirit and the organization that Alex started. So thank you so much, Alex, and thank you everybody for coming out today, because it's fun. So thank you.
Our downtown merchants are very important to our community, so please continue to support them in every way you can. I'd like to ask Dave Gartenstein from the Town Select Board to come up and say a few more words.
Thank you, Sabine. I also, when I was thinking about what I would say, had community in mind when I was thinking about Alex. I think it's probably a pretty well-kept secret that I applied for the same job Alex did in 1982. Alex was hired. I was crushed. But I wound up at the Common Ground, and we'll say hi to Spoon Agabi, who used to drive the Northeast Co-op's truck up the back of the Common Ground as we used to bring stuff up the stairs. And the co-op was always part of the community, the Common Ground, and we used to look at the same group of people. And I remember when the co-op and Alex at the head, among others, decided to move into this price chopper spot here. And it really was a different approach We had been in that space down at Insight Photography there with the raw shelving. And Price Chopper was a totally different model, and it was nice to see how the co-op expanded, not just in the back of the co-op, but also into all the storefronts on the right-hand side. I also remember, as we started planning to move into this new building over here and to build this new building, how people at the co-op, Alex included, were really in favor of having a design that would move the building to the street, so that we didn't only have parking lot right at the front of the intersection here in downtown. And it's really an important way to build community. I happen to be involved also in the homicide, and I really have to hand it to Alex how he worked with the community as a whole to bring us back together after that horrible tragedy. And then moving into this new space has really been a thing that's brought the whole community together. I've always found Alex to be somebody who's thought long and hard, been real considerate, and carefully thinking about how we should work together. And I really want to thank Alex for all of your work in the community these last 33 years. Thank you.
And finally, I'd like to ask Connie Snow from the Wyndham and Windsor Housing Trust to come up and say a few more words.
So I came to Brattleboro in 1987, and I was looking at that timeline that was in Food for Thought, and so it was a year after Alex was hired, and I think I missed 2 coordinators and 2 moves, but I've been a member of the co-op ever since. So it wasn't until we started to plan this building here that I had the opportunity to get to know Alex a little bit better. You know, for the housing side of our project, we had to put together a whole array of grants and loans and applications, and we had to go up to Montpelier and defend those. And the funders all wanted to hear from both sides of the project. They wanted to hear what this store was going to be as well. So Alex made some trips up to Montpelier, and I have to say that those conversations we had in the car made a big impression on me. You know, we were both leading organizations, although the co-op's obviously a much bigger one. But we talked about the challenges of managing organizations. We talked, Alex shared a little of his philosophy and also some lessons learned. And I think what I saw was somebody who really cared deeply, was very thoughtful, and was really, had worked very hard and was still working hard to get it right. So that made a huge impression on me. I know it takes a very powerful combination of staff, board, members, community to create a success like the co-op. But as we stand by this amazing award-winning, national award-winning building today, 2 awards, who's counting, right? It's impossible to separate the co-op's success from Alex's success. He's led this organization with integrity, courage, humor, and grace. We've all benefited from his leadership and will benefit for many years to come. So I just want to say happy anniversary to us all, and to Alex, thank you so much for your years of leadership, for all you've contributed to the co-op in this community. Thank you.
So Alex, I'm not sure if you're willing. I know you're able. But if you would come up for just a minute and speak if you wish, or not if you don't. But what I just wanted to say is we've been feting Alex all week in some small part, trying to let him know how much we appreciate everything for so many years. And we've given him a few mementos along the way, but there's one that I held out until today. and it was a special one, and it's got a lot. It's got a lot of possibilities in it for his retirement, because I expect that he'll be curling up in front of the wood stove, evenings upon end, and I thought, well, maybe he would need something for that. So thanks to Christina Gibbons and Carol Barber for doing the work. Alex's very own co-op quilt. It says, for cozy cooperative memories made by the Banner Ladies, June 2015, Brattleboro Food Co-op.
You're embarrassing the hell out of me. Oh, thank you so much. I do have a couple words to say. First of all, I want to, it's mainly thank you to everybody, and I can't thank all 11,000 of our members, but I want to start with, two of our original signers of our articles of cooperativity, or whatever it is, articles of incorporation, Cliff Adler and Lynn Levine. I don't see Jack Fredericks or Billy Fitzgerald, but they were the first four who signed the articles of incorporation for the co-op, and Bill Dorsch was our lawyer. Some of you remember that. So I wanted to just thank them for getting us started officially. And one of the stories that I heard from Jack and Emma Bailey over the years was that this was the third time the co-op, a co-op was had tried to be formed in Brattleboro. The first two times the bookkeepers absconded with the cigar box full of money. And so one was in the 40s, the other was in the very early 70s, and then luckily we got Cliff, and he's as honest as the day is long, and I really appreciate that. I always had terrific confidence in him. Thank you, Cliff. You knew that was coming. And over the years, I can't thank everybody on the boards that I worked with, and I actually got along with most of the boards and most of the board presidents, but I'm going to recall a few of them, maybe not in exactly the right order. The first board that hired me, I actually don't remember who was the president at that time. There was maybe Carol Barber, Lee Morrell, Connie Klein, somebody like that, I don't know. But the second board was, president was Michael Silberman. He lasted 2 meetings and they couldn't stand me anymore. John Baranza lasted a couple years. Susan Hesse, she was a president before Don Freeman, he was the president when they hired me in 1986 as general manager. Then came Ruth Tillman, then Cindy Jerome. And Cindy and I had our meetings every month getting ready for the agenda up at McNeil's or any other bar that was open. Sarah Edwards, for years, what a powerhouse Sarah is. Good luck down in Belize or wherever she is now. Mark Goring for many years, John Hatton very recently, and then right now Lucinda Alcorn. And I think there's going to be a new president at the next meeting. I think Beth Nair perhaps is going to take over. So those are familiar names to many of you, and I thank them for putting up with me. And I wanted to talk to you about the 3 little anecdotes before I sign off and become, as my name tag that the staff gave me says, chopped liver. My first reality check was happened in 1986 as general manager. Actually, by the way, Curtis Reed, who many of you know, was the one who designed the management structure that we changed to in 1986. He was working for us as a cashier at the time. But the first reality check was, it had to do with infertile eggs. When I had just been appointed general manager, and in comes an irate co-op member. He had no shirt on, but one of those leather vests and lots of tattoos and things. And he was like incredibly angry about these eggs that were not fertile eggs. And you should, I can't even repeat what he said about that rooster. But he was saying it to Kate Bullock, who was working for us at the time, and Dawn Wisner, who was not my wife at the time. And they stood there and listened to this rant, and then the light went on. They said, guess what? We don't have to deal with this anymore. Alex! And I honestly don't remember how it ended. But anyway, I probably said something fairly unprintable about that rooster myself. But anyway, the next thing that we learned about was the concept of community involvement, and that really had to do with Co-opers. Some of you remember him. When he came in and was complaining that we were out of stock on one of our items on the shelf, he was complaining to Ian Weber, who was our grocery manager at the time, and it really escalated. Ian's such a mild-mannered guy, he was scared to death. And Co-opers was yelling at him and yelling at him, and eventually Ian started backing up and backing up faster and faster, and Co-opers was after him and after. Okay, I'll stop saying Co-opers. Mr. It was after him and after him, and pretty soon they were running around the car. This was in Flat Street. They didn't have far to run. He ended up in the walk-in, and Ian barricaded himself in there. And the only thing that saved him was that he had a buddy with him too, and they were threatening to kill him. I mean, really, he was scared to death. He was like practically leaning over some of the barrels in the walk-in, and Dawn walked in and said, "What are you doing here? Get out of here!" And they went, "Oh, all right." And that's so uncharacteristic of her. And then the last thing was our customer service, learning about customer service, and it started the day when we were in that store, or the No Longer store. Full service meat department. A lady came in with her roasting pan, and she took the lid off, and she said, "There's something really wrong with this chicken." And Becca, who was working there, you remember Becca? Years ago? She looked at the thing and she said, "Here, give it to me." She took the pan and she put it down on the counter, and she very carefully took the chicken and turned it right side up, and then showed it to the lady, and she said, "Oh, well, thank you very much." And she took it and she walked out of the store. So I thought there was something in this that would be great for a children's story called Becca and the Upside Down Chicken. But anyway, I just want to wish the co-op so much success in the future. And let's see. The one thing I want to say is, in the words of one of my late brothers-in-law, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room. And I wish the co-op great success, and don't stop thinking and being creative. Thank you very much.
I'm Sean Doyle, General Manager of the Sewer Co-op, and I'm here to send a video wishing Alex Gyori the greatest time in his retirement. Best of luck, Alex. We'll miss you at the conferences. We'll miss you in all the contributions that you made to the co-op world. Jokes aside, Smitty aside, love you, man. Take care.
All right, Alex Gyori. When I think about all the help that you provided to the Putney Co-op and the vote of confidence you gave us in a time of great need, I am forever grateful. You didn't just back us up literally and figuratively. You provided a tremendous amount of friendship, and support and good humor along the way.
Gu rev ma agut. Or gu rev ma agut. Thank you, Alex, for all your years of help, and good luck in future travels.
Hello, Alex, and congratulations on your retirement. I'm truly impressed by the dedication that you have shown to the co-op and the thoughtful work that you provided in the local food movement for over 3 decades in the Brattleboro area. It's a sign of a true cooperator, and you're going to be missed.
Alex, I brought your hat. I hope that you aren't missing it. I know now and then it blows off your head when you're on boats. But now that you're going to retire, it won't matter, because you're going to get to sit around and drink co-op cocoa and have marshmallows on top, and nobody will yell at you for eating sugar.
Dan Foley checking in from Cotacachi, Ecuador. Alex, congratulations on your retirement. I just want to assure you that there is life after co-op management. Just remember that if you fear getting bored, you can always get a job with NCGA, as that seems to be where most of the ex-managers go. Check with CE, I'm sure he can help you out. However, if your fear of boredom is that great, Alex, you may need really to see a psychiatrist. Should that not be the right thing for you, perhaps I can help by arranging a trip for you into the Amazon jungle to visit a shaman who can cook up a brew to get you fixed up.
Hey Alex, it's Kari. I was thinking about one of the first times that we spoke. You said something that was super influential on my career, and you were basically encouraging me to take the long view and to have faith that ultimately things would work out in a positive way if we just had patience and perseverance. And you told me the story of how when you started at Brattleboro Food Co-op, you came in and you said, "Hey, I got this idea, guys. We're gonna get a computer."
Buongiorno, amici. It's gonna be really, really hard to say goodbye.
Hi, Alex, or should I say Sandor. I'm sure many people are recounting their favorite Alex stories. Well, not me, because I don't have one favorite story. I do have the past 30 years where you knowingly and unknowingly have been a big part of my co-op career.
Well, Uncle, I would like to congratulate you on many, many years of service to the members of the Brattleboro Co-op and to the National Cooperative Movement. I'd also like to thank you for a night of beer drinking in Madison, Wisconsin, known as the Night of 57 Weasels.
I've appreciated your deep words of encouragement there. Things like stay calm, don't get too worked up about things, don't worry, it'll all work out.
Hello, Alex. Stay in touch, man.
Hi, Alex. It's a beautiful spring day here in Wisconsin and a great day to tell you how wonderful it is to be retired. Anytime you can just go outside, relax, stay inside, have a beer. It doesn't matter because you don't have to be at work.
I can't believe after 25 years that we've known each other that you're actually going to retire. You know, we first met in 1990 in Madison at the CCMA conference, and I was supposed to introduce you so that you could invite everybody to come to Brattleboro the next year for CCMA, but I didn't know how to pronounce your name, so I came and asked you, and you said, "Hey, it sounds like 12 Angry Men." Well, it took me a while to figure out exactly what that meant, but I got you introduced, and we all came to Brattleboro and had a great time.
Hi, Alex. Wish I could be there to shake your hand and give you a hug, but I did get my hair cut for the occasion, and I hope you're doing well and will be doing well for many years to come, and can reflect on your accomplishments and all of the admiration and appreciation from me and your many colleagues and comrades around the country.
I mean, really hard. Mostly because I'm not sure if it's Alex or Paul who's retiring.
You've done great work. You deserve a long and healthy retirement. So I salute you, nephew.